What's up, everybody? Guess what time it is? You know what I'm saying? It is time for the Three Black Guys Show. Put your threes up. 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 We up in here. Yo, man, as you can see, guys, we got some guests tonight. We are honored to have the one and only Tracy with two E's in the house tonight.
With two E's.
Double E up in the place. You know what I'm saying? We not talking about one E, we talking about two of them joints.
Two of them.
So it's really we got four black guys and an extra E.
Okay.
Hey, I'm scrolling up there. I didn't get that one.
So also, guys, as you can see on the show, we got tonight, we got none other than the man, Drum Major Lovejoy.
He did it, man.
We got Drum Major Lovejoy in the house, guys. And of course, you know, you got the one and only Steve Myers on the inside with you. And then, of course, Mr. James Conspiracy Theory, Trump supporting Fred.
What's happening, baby?
We got extra D's and extra E's in here. Fred got two D's. Tracy got two E's. Man, we special tonight. We just extra.
Extra. That's what that extra E for.
And then we got none other than Mr. Mario, the bass man, Leonard. Say what's up, Mr. Mario.
What's happening?
What's going on? James, James, you gonna sing your song tonight, man?
I mean, since you asked for it, since it was requested, I'll do it later, though. I'll do it later.
The listeners love it, man. The listeners love it.
I do it later.
Oh, Tracy dipped on us. We lost Tracy. Maybe she'll come back. That's okay. Are we still? Everybody can hear each other?
Yes.
I can hear just fine.
Oh, she back, and she back just like that. She back.
I don't know what happened.
No good.
Tracy, hey Tracy,
now we got
the coronavirus. She's supposed to magically disappear.
I know. I wish it would.
All right, guys. So we're gonna let a few more people come in. As you know, at the top of the show, we like to talk about the week that we had, and since we have guests tonight, we're gonna let our guests go first. Drum Major, how was your week, sir? Okay.
My golf game was off. My golf game was off. What was it, Friday?
your golf.
I got hot. I was supposed to play 18 holes, and I ended up just playing 9. So, yeah, man, my golf game is off. My back hurt. Yeah. I guess it was good, man. I guess it was good, man.
All righty.
All right.
Oh,
Okay, then.
Y'all caught me at the wrong time, man. I was just getting in the house, man, and I'm just. If I probably been smoking the weed, I ain't gonna. I'm not
Lovejoy started off already. Tracy, how was your week, ma'am?
I had a good week. Frustrating with the, getting the kids registered, but other than that, pretty good.
Okay. All right. Okay. Are y'all doing virtual school or what y'all?
Yes, virtual school, but I want them to go back bad. I want them at the door. They can go tomorrow.
Go somewhere.
Somewhere.
All right.
I'm so glad I don't have to go.
Man.
Ooh,
Yeah.
let y'all have
Y'all.
now.
All right, Mr. James, what you got, sir?
Man, my week was pretty good, man. Pretty good. I was able to get some things done. It's been on the back burner for a while. It was okay.
Okay.
Nothing special. Nothing crazy. Just typical James Fred week.
Now, as you guys notice, James Fred has the sword back. And tell us, James, why do you have the sword?
Well, I got the sword because I noticed that the deaths from COVID were slowing down a little bit. So I'm expecting some of these folks to start getting back up soon. So I needed to make sure that my swords are strategically placed. So I had to put this one back here. I got one right on top of my stove on the hood in the kitchen, and I got another one in the living room by the front door. Plus, I sleep with a smaller one underneath my pillow. So that way I'm covered. You know what I'm saying? I'm good and covered. That way, when the zombies see, I'm telling y'all, man. Okay, all right. I done told y'all, man. When these folks start getting up, y'all, man. James said it, man. We should have listened to James when he said it. I'm all right.
Wait. What am I missing my ear?
You're not missing nothing. He said what he said.
I'm trying to tell y'all, man. I'm trying to tell y'all. The other day, my son got up.
Everybody else missing. Ain't nobody got it but James.
I'm trying to tell you. Look, I almost killed my son, man. He got up out the bed and he came in my room walking and looking crazy. At 3 o'clock in the morning, he almost got stabbed in the forehead. I told him I ain't the one. Better tell y'all if you're walking around here.
Alrighty then.
Welcome to the Three Black Guys Show, y'all.
James,
Mario, how was your week, man?
Man, my week was crazy, but I made it through. I work for the weekend, so it is what it is. And then I get to the weekend, and I wake up with a list of honeydews,
of course,
which drives me up the wall.
Why?
See, right there, we got a lady in the house. I'm pulling 12 hours.
Stuff gotta be done
Monday through Friday, man. On Friday night, I need my car wash. Okay, I got you. I need my car wash. Okay, I get it. Then Saturday gets here. In addition to getting the car wash, well, I want to do this. I want to do that. I said, look, okay, now you're gonna have to make a choice. I'm either gonna do this and this, or I'm gonna do that and that. But all of that ain't finna get done.
And you ended up doing it all anyway.
You do this and this. You do this and this on Saturday, and you that and that on Sunday, and that way you get it all done.
You ain't finna tie my whole weekend up. See, I really didn't want to barbecue today, so barbecuing was one of those requests. So I was gonna sit on it all weekend, but no, that wasn't gonna happen. Hey, look here, if y'all in here, if you in here, go ahead and say hello. Let us know you're in here. Let us know where you're listening from, or just wave at us. Something. Let us know you're in here. I see you on some of y'all coming in on the watch party. Terry Porter got you in here. Eric Loggins, Stephen Lambert, Bernard Cortez, Renee, Erica. Hey, Erica. I see we got Mac Leonard III. Hey, you need to go ahead and call Ernest and call Jay. Let them know we here. All right, so let's get it. We got to get our regulars in.
All right, so tonight, guys, we got a couple of good, I think, good subjects tonight. Thank you for asking, guys. I appreciate it. You know, you guys love me so much.
Asking what?
How my weekend was.
We know what you did. You got a honeydew list every weekend, so we already know that.
We already know that. Gee, thanks, Fred. Appreciate that, buddy.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Your concern is underwhelming. So, all right, guys. So we got a couple of good subjects tonight. We got 10 minutes into it, guys. So let's talk about it, y'all. Lately, there has been a rise of polygamy in the Black culture. And so we're going to take this from all settings. And this is why we have Mr. Lovejoy on with us, and we have Miss Tracy on with us, because we wanted to get the full spectrum of ideas. And why is the African American culture in America has such a rise in polygamy? I don't have the quite, because polygamy is truly illegal here in America. Of course, there's ways around it, but around the world, there are over 200 some odd countries that have and sanction polygamy, while there's less than 200 that that make it illegal. Of course, America being part of that number, where polygamy is illegal. So now, here begs the question, guys, and I'm just gonna open the table, and you guys can say, of course, biblically we know, and morally, as an American, we shun our nose at polygamy, but there are some positive attributes to polygamy. Not that I'm saying that I'm an advocate for polygamy, because I can only handle the one I got. But why? And I'm gonna open this up with the first question. Why do you think polygamy is looking more attractive to African Americans? And I'm gonna start that off with James.
Oh Lord.
Oh, appreciate it. Thank you. I don't know, man. Some stuff that I was reading, it has more to do with wealth building and financial gains than anything. I think one thing is that as a culture and as a people as a whole, I think people are tired of struggling. And one way to combat that is to combine incomes with people. Now, I've heard some men say that they can't find what they want in just one woman. So they say that then they can get it from two women. So one woman might be the entrepreneur, the go-getter, the hustler, and the other woman might be the nurturer and the homemaker, things like that. So, I mean, personally, for me, I don't think that is for me, but I'm not necessarily against it if it works. I mean, if it works for the people and they thriving, man, and they doing their thing, then it is what it is. But just from what I read and some guys that I talked to who are interested in it, like I heard one guy say that he don't think it's fair for him to want all of what he wants from one woman. So he figures that, okay, if he gets it from two different women, then maybe that balances out, Who's next? Come on with it.
Oh, you trying to get off of this quick. Normally you'll be in 10, 15 minutes now in your comment.
I got some other opinions on it, but I'm we got time.
Okay. I mean, well, let's be hospitable guests, Steve. Let's let I want to save Tracy. I want to save Tracy. I want to save her. Bro, Lovejoy, come on, talk to me.
I'm not sure if I want to go next because Tracy is on here, and honestly, I'm almost a little scared right now. Okay. But let me just say this. Okay, here's the uncensored version of me. Okay, I'm not sure if I got enough dick power for another woman. Okay, see, I told y'all. I told y'all. I don't know, man. I'm 46 years old. I'm trying to save all my dick power for.
Every neck now. Every neck count.
Every neck count.
You can't be wasting them now, Chief. You can't waste them now.
Now, the guys don't understand that. They don't understand that right now, but they will. Okay,
after
but
45, they all count.
Yeah, you count them, dog. You count them. They've been reserved. Okay, but seriously. I guess after listening to James talk, let me just share my perspective on this, because perspective is reality.
Right.
In this sense of if the whole idea of it, and let me make sure I talk soft.
Don't want the babies.
Yeah, won't do. Okay, but seriously, if the whole idea is to come together, the whole merging of trying to be collective in building finances and doing those type of things, I'm all for it. However, I'm and can I give a biblical undergird to this?
Go ahead.
I'm not sure if the Bible even says anything about us having more than one wife. I'm not sure. If it is, please tell me. I don't know if the Bible even speaks against having more than one wife. I'm just of the opinion. I'm not sure if I really want a whole bunch of Keishas in the house. In different attitudes, different temperaments. Somebody mad with me because I didn't do the honey-do list. And then, so now you're talking about two people? I'm not so sure of that. But the serious side to that, if we're trying to merge something, if we're trying to build something, and this whole idea of income, finances, if that's the objective, then I guess I can see it. But the other side to that is I'm not sure if I can handle another person in the relationship. That almost seems selfish, by the way. To have like two different women in your bed, that almost seems selfish. I'm not sure if I'm trying to hear up and get out of it like James.
Okay.
I'm like,
Okay.
just go cold turkey.
Yeah.
So, I'm with you in that respect, James. I'm sorry, not James. Tony. I can't do. I can barely handle the one I got at the house. To have another one of those at home, I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Not even for finances. I'll just be poor. And not saying I don't know, but just to have. I mean, y'all too up and down. Y'all too up and down. I can't deal with that up and down of your emotions and all that stuff. To have that twice, that'll drive me crazy. Not even for finances. One is enough. One is enough for you, boy. No, sir. No, thank you. I'm done.
All right. I'm like we're gonna save Tracy for last because I know she's over there about to bubble up. So here's my thing, guys. Biblically, all the major patriarchs of the Bible had multiple wives. I mean, from Moses, old boy that had two wives, he was a Leah and the ugly one. You know what I mean? So there's always been some patriarchs in the Bible that had more than one wife. Now, it wasn't until we get to the New Testament till we start talking about having one wife. And usually here, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna reserve it like this: that men that did have multiple wives were men that had money. It was reserved for kings,
right,
and noblemen because they had, the pockets. The pockets, thank you. They had the pockets to handle more than wife and to take on that responsibility of a woman, guys. I'm gonna tell you, as being, a man of faith and not a man of wealth, I can only handle one woman in my life myself. Now there are other cultures, of course. Africa has, they have more. They subscribe to more wives than even those Hebrew Israelites that we come in contact with. They often have more than one wife, and once again, you have to prove yourself and able to have more than one wife.
Steve, you should have let Tracy go first because you basically summing stuff up.
Yeah, I know, but in my idea, guys, I think that like Tony Lovejoy said, and I figured it was going to be like this. There we go. That not be able to handle more than one wife and get you in trouble. All right, Tracy. Go ahead.
It's a lot of me. it's a lot of me.
There's a lot of you.
You got a wife like that, like me. You need. You just all you need is one. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna go back to the dick power. When y'all done.
We done.
Y'all done. So when I get done, and then wife number 2 come in, because I'm gonna be number 1 in court, but wife number 2 come in, you got nothing for her? What you got for her?
Oh boy.
You gonna have a jar of blue pills. You gonna be to bust your chest out. You don't have to do CPR and all that. Too much.
We asked for this.
You ask for it. First of all, polygamy need to be something that is discussed beforehand any doggone way. A lot of folks like to have polygamy relationships with an unknown, person like that. He got a wife here and a wife there, but the wives don't really know about each other. That's how the polygamy rolling in the black neighborhood right now.
That's not polygamy. That's just straight up cheating.
Exactly. Because 9 times out of 10, a lot of us, we're very attitudinal. We ain't dealing with another woman in the house. In the house. I'm just speaking for me now. I don't know about everybody else, but I got 3 daughters and I'm ready to get them out of here.
Oh, so would it be an issue with? And I think with black women, can more than one grown black woman in a household work? Is that what you're saying when you got your daughters? You saying you're trying to get them out?
I love them dearly, but I'm telling you, when it's their time to go, it's their time to go.
Time to go. So having 2 grown black women in the house, man, that would be. Okay.
But you got to think about it. So in most of these relationships, it is discussed beforehand, and everybody comes to an agreement that this is this is what it's gonna be. Mm-hmm. The thing is that, and y'all said it, if when it comes to the sex part, if sex is the forefront of that, if sex is a major part of that, it is not going to work.
It's not going to work.
No.
Most of these relationships, from what I've seen, from what I've read about, most of it is split up. The dude is not trying to have sex with both women at the same time.
Not at first.
Not at first, but even still, though, you got to remember that, like Tracy just said, man. I mean, if once you get with wife number 1, it's probably going to be the next day before wife number 2 can get something. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially when we start to get up there in age, it just ain't going down like that. So most of these relationships, that part of it is split. And it's not like they don't, like, if you got a fantasy of a threesome, then it's probably not going to work. You know what I'm saying? Then that's just a threesome. That's not an actual polygamy.
And then let me tell you something. I don't mean to cut you off, but you ever watch the show Sister Wives?
I was about to say that. Go ahead, Tracy.
If you ever watch Sister Wives, they literally, all the women are always head to head. They fighting about something because they ain't got the attention of. I don't care how informative you are in the beginning about being in a polygamous marriage. Women are territorial. We are territorial creatures. So if I pee on my man, that's mine. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't sharing. We selfish. We are selfish people. So we are not. I don't care what the statement was beforehand. It's gonna be some fighting in that house. That man gonna die before the women die. Because we gonna work together about who's gonna get what first.
2 sets of honeydews. Y'all gonna kill us, man.
You understand me? And then as far as you coming down with like a lot of those relationships, them women don't even work.
Right.
So then you got one man, huh?
Go ahead, finish that. Then
you got one man taking care of all them women. They got all them kids. What am I in 2020? With the inflation the way it is, the devil is alive.
But excuse me. But that's the way a lot of these people are thinking, because 2020 is so hard, because it's so hard for the Black community to come together financially and in building their community. They believe, and this is what I read, they believe that this would help build the Black community back up as far as financially, as far as in power and structure, with so many Black men
being gay.
Being gay and or being locked up and or being killed in the streets. Now it does say in the Bible, it does talk about I believe it's in Isaiah that women will say, let me marry you just so I can have your name, because a name needs to be had. And in that name comes all the other, like I said, polygamy was for the rich. And so the Bible speaks of men, of women saying that we just want to marry you for your name. So this is a part that I really wanted to talk about also, guys. And somebody wants to answer Tanya. They can.
I want to get there.
Is this a way to strengthen the Black community? That you can have sister wives helping out in a household financially and educationally. I want you guys to think about that and go.
To answer her question, let me dive in and I'm gonna get right out. To answer her question, that's how it operates on Sister Wives, Tanya, where each of the women had a house, but that's not every case of polygamy. I was just watching a episode on this show that I follow on YouTube, and they were talking to a polyamorous Black throuple, as they're called, thruples, and in that particular situation, they all live together. The two women have separate bedrooms, but a lot of times they choose to all sleep together. However, the women in the situation are bisexual. And it was a situation where the woman actually wanted to bring someone else in the house. So it wasn't the guy's call, and it was his call. But the woman came to him, his wife came to him about bringing another woman into the relationship. And they went through the whole thing of not taking applications, so to speak, but going out and meeting women and interviewing women to join their family.
Right.
So it's different. You set your situation up how you want your situation to be. So it's no hard cut set rules for that. Is what you want.
Right. Every situation is definitely different.
Right. Every situation is different,
and it's going to depend on the people involved. So some people, some of these relationships, the women are not bisexual, so there are separate bedrooms. And like I say, the guy, he sleeps with one day, and then maybe the next day. I think that I don't know if this is necessarily a way to build for the community, but I think it works for some people, in some relationships. You know what I'm saying? And and in saying that, then I mean, that's why I say I'm not against it. If it works for you, then it works. It is what it is. I don't think, or I don't believe that so that sounds like a bunch of other. Oh Lord,
Johnny, you seem nervous tonight. What's wrong with
you? because honestly, Tracy, this one,
he does that to Tracy.
It's like, I don't think, like I said before, I don't think that I could do it. But at the same time, I think it could be a good thing for some people. And the only reason why I don't think I can do it is because, like, I got a low tolerance for dumb stuff. So with two women in the house, we gonna clash, and I'm gonna be snapping all day because it's gonna be some issues. So for me, it wouldn't be a good thing. But I think for some people, just from people that I've talked to, and some things that I've read and some research that I've done, man, some people are prospering in this relationship, and it's not nothing crazy. It ain't nothing, they ain't out here just trying to live their threesome fantasy. You know what I'm saying? They're actually building their family and their wealth. So, I mean, it is what it is in that aspect.
You like Tracy said, you're treading real lightly. He treading lightly because he got that sword sitting behind him, and he don't want nobody to come and grab him and chop his head off.
That's what I was thinking.
Ain't nobody to come and grab it. I mean, it's just I'm saying, for me, like I say, for me, I don't think I could do it. I don't think I have the capacity to be able to do it. But at the same time, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing.
Okay. Got some comments on this side of the watching on the watch party. Let's see. You said, Nicole, the only one being straightened is who? Okay, I don't know. My boy Dante Biff Stewart said it's kind of like rebuilding Tulsa, Black Wall Street with a twist. It'll work if you work it.
Wow.
Wow.
That's hey, can I jump in real quick right here?
Go ahead.
The more I listen, I don't want to subscribe to become a rigid conformity to ideas. And I know we can do that, especially as a group of people. We can become very rigid in our thinking. And I think the more that I listen and that I'm hearing, maybe there's a main objective to this whole polygamy thing. And the objective may not be just sexual. Maybe it's this idea of trying to build something much more bigger than what we are used to in our black culture. Right. And it's this generation, because this idea seemed to be spawned off this generation. Mm-hmm. But that was unheard of. My generation, that's unheard of to even think like that, and the generation before me. Mm-hmm. But it seems like there's this objective in mind, and that is to build. And so as I listen, and I'm being honest, as I listen, I'm almost convinced that, and being a preacher, listen to this, being a preacher, I know I'm not supposed to do that, but I'm almost at this point where I'm convinced that maybe, that's a small percentage, that maybe, man, this thing, what person said?
She said, "Be careful."
Be careful. You see how slow and methodic I am with you. I'm teetering on the line of trying to make sure that I don't lean too far on this side. But seriously, could it work?
No.
What?
No.
But again, now if you go into it with this whole idea, all right, if we sit down and we say, hey, okay, this is the objective of this relationship. All right, if we're trying to build wealth, then maybe, Tracy, maybe you're good at organizing, and maybe the other woman is good at entrepreneurship, and maybe the guy is good at something else.
Right.
Watch this.
But and I hear what you're saying. Maybe I'm good at this, maybe she's good at that. But why does it have to be one he and all the rest of them are she's? So that's where the problem lies. So if we're going to build a community, if we're going to build,
hey man, I control the microphones around here. I can cut anybody off if I want to.
Yeah, you cut me off. I'm talking to James. But
go ahead, Tracy. Go ahead.
If we were trying to build community wealth, then why can't I have a man and she have a man and we all get together and build wealth that way? Why does it have to be a man and 5 women to help build wealth for the community?
Well, that's a whole different thing. That's not polygamy. Some people prefer the polygamous relationships. Now, if what you're talking about would be great. I think it'd be a wonderful thing if you and your husband and Steve and his wife and y'all got together, man, and y'all got I think Tanya said it, a duplex or something, and y'all split the bills and pooled money. That would be wonderful. That would be a wonderful thing. But in these type of relationships, it's not. It's different. It's
so is it heard up for women for it to be one woman and 6 husbands?
No. That's not polygamy. I think that's called.
Yes. No. It's called poly. It's called polyandromous.
Yes.
Polyandromous, where a woman has 2 men or 2 or more men.
Right.
So that is still considered polygamy.
It's another form of polygamy. I'm sorry, I definitely couldn't be the second man or the first man in the situation.
But that's why that's not as common as polygamy, because men we do not have the capacity to share nothing when it comes to that. Period. I'm not finna lay in the bed and think about you being with. That's not finna happen. That's not finna happen. Men, our egos and our pride are way too big for that. Way too huge. So it's not as common as it being a man and two women. Women have the ability at some point to let go of a few things for the sake of wealth building, for the sake of building up. I don't care if she come into the relationship as a millionaire. You ain't finna go over there with old boy in the next bedroom. That ain't happening. So that's just it's just a little bit different when it comes to men. So it's not as common. Well, I don't know if she a millionaire. I might excuse a little something. I don't know. I
brought it up. Yeah, my wife, she about to come on the show. I believe she probably gonna come down here in a minute.
If we build wealth, we can do that with an investment. Why we got she said, what she said, we building wealth, we can build wealth with an investment club and work together. But why we gotta be in a relationship?
Right.
But
again, guys.
A lot of times, like I said, a lot of times it's the woman that wants the relationship. You know, she wants to have her cake and eat it too.
Financially, you talking about the way that you talking about stability that polygamy brings?
Like the couple that I saw do the interview, the woman brought it to the husband to be.
So it was her idea.
It was her idea, and that's not the only one. I've seen several interviews like that where the woman brought the idea to the husband, and in a lot of those times, you know, let's say this couple was in their late 20s, early 30s in college. The wife was bi-curious, and later on just became bisexual, and you know, but they were in a relationship the whole time.
Right.
And so when they got married, you know, she wanted to bring another woman into the relationship. And thus they're in a polyamorous relationship. So
Ray and Bubba can work together.
What does that mean, honey? What does that mean, wife? Lovejoy, you was about to say something?
No. I'm good. I'm listening, man. I'm listening. I think I'm more scared of Tracy than anything right now. So I'm just, you know.
I think it can work, man. I think it can work for certain people if the mindset is there and everybody's on board and everybody, you know what I'm saying, knows what's up and can handle it. Then I think it can work.
I agree with that.
For some people,
whatever floats your boat.
Right. You know what I'm saying? For some people, it's just not going to be a thing. I don't think I've ever been in a relationship with a woman where that would work. Period. I don't. Right. Those my two husbands in we building. Tanya, ain't two husbands ain't going to work, man. I'm trying to tell you.
There will be a divorce decree so fast.
Men, I'm telling you, as men, we don't have. It's hard for us to have that capacity. It's just hard.
So now let's talk about this. What type of, and I know we can't psychoanalyze somebody that we don't, you know, but why is it okay to have two wives or more? But men, what kind of man would it take to have two husbands to be the, you know what I mean?
Be one of two husbands.
Other husbands. Let's think about it. Let's turn that. Let's flip it up. Three black guys.
I can tell you what it take. I'll tell you that means you have an alpha female and you have two beta ass men. Let's just call it what it is. Am I lying?
But here's the thing, though. It's not necessarily right or wrong at that point. Men we just don't have our egos and our pride are just too big for that. It's just not. going to happen with most of us. Like I say, one man would have to take, one man is going to be husband one, the other one going to be husband two. Who going to volunteer to be the second husband? Who going to volunteer to be the second dude that she decides she want to have sex with? Who going to, I mean, come on, man. As a man, that's just.
See, this is why me and my wife are married. We like to poke the buttons. Go ahead, Tracy.
Well, just like your wife just said, she was like, no, but we're focused on community building, right? So what's the purpose? Say the question in the beginning was, we're focused on community building, not sex.
Right.
So why are you worried about who go first or second?
Because we men, and it's gonna fall back.
No, but we're building wealth.
I understand that, but we're men. It's gonna fall back to that. I'm sorry. That it may not be.
But the goal is, all right.
I feel what you're saying. I feel it. I agree. It's not. It's backwards. But I'm just saying, as men, I'm trying. Listen, if he go in there first, and then the next day we're gonna have all kinds of questions. Was he bigger than me?
Yeah.
Like him better. Yeah. We gonna ask all them stupid questions that we ask. And and as soon as, and you know how y'all get, if y'all don't answer us right away, if I say, is he bigger than me, and you don't say no in a millisecond, now I'm pissed.
Now I'm pissed.
But you asked me.
Yeah.
No, we did.
Can I say something along that lines too? I'm not gonna lay in the next room listening to him blow your back out. I'm like,
thank you.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm like, man, he tagged him out, man. I need to come stronger. So now I gotta
do some studying. I gotta figure out. Now I gotta go ask him, hey, bro, what did you do to make her holler like that? What position does she like it from the back? Do I need to tickle her on the butt?
But don't no grown man need no real coaching.
Say what?
I said, don't no grown man need no real coaching.
Listen,
it's not about coaching. It's not about coaching at that point. It ain't about coaching. I'm talking our egos, testosterone. There's a bunch of testosterone there. And when you got you in the next room with him, and if you go over there one day too many, I'm thinking, oh well, maybe I'm not doing
it. Right. We'll get all in our head real quick, Tony.
Yeah. It's gonna be up in there. Because I'm gonna have attitude. So no, I'm telling you now, it would not work in my house.
Can you imagine the breakfast table the next morning after you heard your wife back getting blown out by husband number one, bro?
She looking at me. I'm like, what you looking at him for? We eating breakfast.
Hey, Steve, put Jesse's comment back up there.
But you know what? But the way that thing going, the other husband number two will be the one cooking.
You got a point. He'll probably be in there cooking breakfast for the both of them.
See, that's what I'm saying. That ain't finna happen.
I told you it'll be two beta men. It'll be two docile, controllable men and an alpha woman. That's how that'll work. I have nothing for a dude like that. I'm sorry. Not me.
So with this comment here, so Jesse, it's not this is hard to explain because men are just different. You know what I'm saying? We handle things differently. Like Mario said, we don't want to be the beta in anything. And in that type of situation, that's exactly what we are, because the woman has the control at this point. So we got to take a back seat to that. And then there's going to be one dude who's going to take a back seat to the other one. At some particular time, like Pastor said, while he in there blowing your back out, I'm taking a back seat listening to this and just thinking about this. Now, you go see him on Monday. You're supposed to hook up with me on Tuesday, but all of a sudden you got a headache. And then Wednesday, you go back in there to him.
Now we have a problem.
We got to get you at this point. You done skipped over my day because he done killed you. And then you decide to go back in there on Wednesday. Man, no.
I'm talking about Bowling. You hear me? see them put somebody in the chicken wing, and we can't do that with you for this day. Okay. But let me tell you though, the reason we can't explain it, the reason the 4 of us is 5, the reason the 5 of us cannot explain is because we're not these type of people. We trying to figure this out in this conversation, but I'm not into polygamy. Y'all definitely are not into it the opposite way. So you know what I'm saying? We're trying to figure out people that we ain't. we don't even have that thought process.
Right. But Tracy too, I'm not saying that I would subscribe to polygamy with having more than one woman in the house, because I just told you, I'm at a point where I'm real with me, and I'm not sure if I could satisfy. Listen to this, not just sexually, but emotionally too, because you guys are emotional creatures. Can you imagine trying to have a conversation? You know, when you talk to a woman, it's very hard to just stay focused, because I say, hey, Tracy, hey, baby, what we having for dinner tonight? Well, you know, I went to the store to get some greens and
He's finna get in trouble.
Chicken, and they have the chicken that I want. And I'm sitting there thinking, I just asked you what we had for dinner. Can you imagine doing that with 2 women in the house?
Right.
Man, I would stay at work. I wouldn't even come home. Me and her in the garage and just sit there and smoke me a cigar. Like, oh hell, here we go. You're not going there, and you don't know what they done concocted in the house against you. So no, man, I'm just saying for somebody else, this younger generation who subscribe to that, hey, go for it. But for me, no, man, I'm good.
And it might be the younger generation, because you know, as we do get older, you need your own time. Like, you don't want to be around everybody all day, especially when you done went to work. Then you got to get off and talk all evening. Really? And you gonna do that every doggone day. I need my time. I got me some me time. My husband right now downstairs in his man cave smoking cigars and drinking.
My dude.
You understand me? We give each other our time now. We need our time. See, I'm one of them women, like, if I'm doing something, then that's what I'm doing. If he doing something, hanging with his friends or downstairs in the man cave, then that's what he doing. But that's, you know, we have our quality time. But I can't deal with a bunch of folks. I don't like people. They do too much.
So Erica said we are too simple.
Erica, what you mean?
What do you mean by that, Miss Erica?
She said this. They believe this for religious purposes. That's what polygamists mean. Well, I guess if you're talking about the sister wives and out there, and where are they? Not Montana, but
no.
Where is that at out there? In
you talking about like with the Mormons and all that?
Yeah, wherever all of that is out there. You know, Erica, what you mean? We too simple?
You had a crack in your voice there, Mario. What you mean?
We too simple.
So I guess
so you want me to bring another sister wife in here?
Oh Lord.
You know what she means.
I ain't thinking big enough. I'm not opening my mind up enough.
Bro.
I ain't never seen nobody get cracked on the head on the internet like this.
You just talking to honeydew list your one wife game. You can't handle that though.
Women give details, they converse. What I mean,
Oh, is she saying that to the comment I just made? Detail?
Yeah, I guess she's saying that men are too simple, that we're not deep enough to handle all the details of a female conversation.
Okay, so let me explain this about a male. Here's how we are.
Come on, Tom.
1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, with a woman in her conversation, okay, you don't understand. When I just gotten off work, men use about 15,000 words per day. Mm-hmm. A woman, however, uses 57,000 words per day. Mm-hmm. When she come home, she still have words in reserve. He's used up all of his. He's done for the day. So when you want to come on and tell us about your day, we sitting there like a zombie, like, oh, Jesus. And if I don't listen, I ain't gonna hear the last of this. So we sit there and we pretend like we're listening, but we don't have the capacity to listen. Here's what happens. She talking, she telling us about her day, we doing this.
Your storage low.
See,
We're trying to understand, but we just say, hey, babe, do me a favor. Get straight to the point.
Oh, you hear that? You hear this, Erica? Go ahead.
Hey, just tell me what I need to know. Okay.
You heard that, Erica? You heard that before?
So
But then,
huh?
wait a minute, drum major, because every single time we tell y'all exactly what y'all need to know, you come back and say, but what you said again?
Exactly.
That's my point.
Well, that's because we
You get what I'm saying? But listen, we got all these words and y'all to clarify, and y'all still don't be getting it.
But you don't. Okay. Well, I said we straight to the point. Okay. So if I just said, hey James, hey man, check this out. Hey man, I'll be right back. I'm going around the corner. Give me a cigar, and I'll be right back. That same conversation a woman has. And I know we may be off because we're talking about polygamy, but that same conversation that a woman had, she said, you know what? I stopped at Ross because they had a sale going on, and then I was gonna go by the store, but I didn't want to go to that Lucky's right there because
Tony.
have this kind of meat, so I decided to go there. But guess what? They didn't have it. No, we like, okay, why are you telling me all this? I really don't give two shits of a rat's ass about all of that. Just tell me what I need to know. And then watch this. If you think I'm gonna forget, text it to me.
There you go.
Come on. And that's
But if I don't tell you, if I don't tell you and I tell somebody else, you gonna have an attitude about that. Because you know
talking about nobody else. You can't be talking about nobody else now. We ain't talking about nobody else.
Say what now?
No. We ain't talking about nobody else. We talking about what's happening.
Because y'all favorite thing is what you won't do, another woman will. What you won't listen to, another nigga will.
No, he won't. No, he won't.
No, he won't. He'll listen to it till he hit that thing, and then he No, but let me look. Check this comment out. And I know I've heard this. Well, my man, Mac Hoggrove over here on the watch party, it says women give unnecessary information. Spend 30 minutes on a conversation that should take 5 minutes. I agree 100%. I've had this conversation before. He said, Max said, give me the cliff notes and let's move on. I've told my wife 100 times. Doc, me and Erica have had the same conversation. Just like you said, Tony. Same conversation. And I always tell her, I said, men take the short route in the conversation. Me and Steve can talk all day long, but our conversations are like bap out, bap out, bap out. It's condensed. You know what I'm saying? And then if you have to go in detail about something, then you go in detail. Well, Erica can tell me a story and will get lost in the trail going around. If this is the point, the shortest point between two distances is a straight line. Erica gonna do this right here. Telling the story. You see what I'm saying? And then come back and go to it. And by then, my ADD has kicked in. You know what I'm saying? And all of that, dude. And I'm like lost in oh, for real? And I ain't heard nothing. And
so tomorrow, to bring it back to polygamy, here's what I'm saying.
Oh, now we're going backtrack.
I can't handle two women in the house.
No, do that with two women.
Yeah, I can't do that. So it would not work for me, knowing that my attention span is not that great.
Right.
Knowing that I'm 46 years old, I just told y'all I don't have big power like that anymore. I could not do that. And then trying to satisfy them emotionally, I couldn't do it. So it wouldn't work for me. I understand the idea, like James said, I understand the idea. And if there's an objective involved, then cool. But as far as me, I couldn't do it.
Hold on.
Cutting us up, Steve.
Hold on. Tanya, what you mean our conversation is painful to listen to? You talking about me and Mario's conversation?
Yeah, that's what she's talking about.
Because it's two men talking. That's why. It's painful to listen. Listen, we're not gonna get into this. This is gonna be a whole nother thing about men. We need to do a show on men and women because I can listen to my wife talk to her friends, and they can talk at the same time to each other and understand
each other.
Exactly, and that's crazy. They like it's watching The View in live and in color. I don't see how those women they just blah, 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 and they talking at each other and they hit everything. I'm like, men don't work like that. We don't work like that. So imagine all of that. Listen to you and Melissa and you and all and your friends you talk to. I'm like, how do y'all even hear each other? But that's another thing. I want to go back to Tanya's statement saying that y'all want multiple women, and that's over 100,000 words. And that's true. I mean, you got to be a special man. You got to be a special person to endure two people in your life that you have to give that much attention. And then what about when you have kids? So now you're introducing your wives, your kids. I mean, Abraham was probably out of his mind.
Yeah, he was.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I believe polygamy is for a special kind of people. Let's go through some more.
I can agree with that.
Yeah. Fragmented clauses and grand pauses. No, me and Mario don't talk like that.
Yeah.
All right.
My man Dante. My man Dante. Huh?
That's your wife talking on here?
Yeah.
Oh,
my wife is one.
That's interesting. Boy, that's cool.
See, now he digging in. Dante said it would have been a good idea. Maybe we should have a few polygamous guests because our lifestyles won't allow us to see beyond certain levels. I think it's human nature to bond. That's what you said. He said I think it's human nature to bond with one wife more than the other. It's not like the kids where you love them both equally. Somebody is gonna feel left out eventually.
Somebody gonna be left out.
It's gonna get dropped. You gotta be
Hey Tracy, you know what I just thought about? Excuse me, Steve. You know what I just thought about?
What?
Even God himself don't want another man before him.
Oh, that's deep.
I just thought about that. He says you should have no other gods before me.
Mm-hmm.
Why he said that? He said because I'm a jealous God.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The thing with two men and one woman.
That's my point. That's my point. It's not going to work. He said you're going to love one and hate the other, despise one and hate the other. Even God himself said, "No, ain't gonna be no other dude in the other room with you. No. I want all your attention." So for a man, no, there's not gonna be another man before me.
And there won't be another woman before me.
I feel it.
You understand? We clear on that.
All right. We love to listen in the beginning. Yeah, we love to listen in the beginning. We
didn't listen in the beginning. We played it off really good. We can make it look like we listening all day long. We still wasn't listening.
I believe that because you don't listen.
Y'all telling us, see,
I don't listen. I promise you, I can tune a woman out quick.
Hey man,
when I ask you a question, if in the first 3 to 5 seconds you haven't answered that and you still talking, I have tuned you out at that point. Period.
Hey, James, that might be why you still single there, player.
it may be, but I'm saying I can't listen. I'm like Pastor. When I ask a question, I need the answer. I don't need the other stuff. Give me the answer, and then after the answer, then maybe I'll listen to you ramble on about whatever nonsense you got to say. But
it's nonsense.
Other than that, hold up, Mario. Don't you start that. Hold on. I'm gonna tell on you too. I'm gonna tell on you. Tracy, did you watch the show last week?
No.
Mario last week. I'm telling. He said that a woman cannot be Black Panther. Period. He don't want a woman being Black Panther. He being chauvinist. He said,
"Come back and be messy now."
Hey, but you talking to? Listen, I'm a traditional woman. I don't want to do what men do. Now, I'm an independent woman, but I am dependent on some things from my husband. Do. He can go. That's why he probably still single. But my point is, I don't want to change no tires. I ain't taking no trash. I ain't doing none of that. Huh? None of it.
But men hate to be ignored.
I don't want to be Black Panther. I don't want to be Black Panther. I can be the sister. I'll be back there making the stuff, and he can go fight.
He can go fight. That's right. So imagine now. You see
I'll be the brain behind the muscle.
You see all this attitude we getting right here with Erica and Tanya and all of that. Imagine that twice. Imagine that twice.
Well,
with
so
black woman.
The thing is, though, is that supposedly that the women are supposed to be so different from each other. So you might have one that's outspoken and all that, and the other one is more quiet and timid. That's the way it's supposed to work in the perfect world. But we all know when it comes to women, that probably just ain't gonna be the case at all. At all.
We are we gonna get to MGTOW? You don't even make it to MGTOW.
I don't think we're gonna make it to me. We already out of hour.
We at an hour now. I was looking at that. My man Dante over here said, if she comes to my room the most, I win.
And he just gonna lay that way. He ain't even gonna look for him.
All right, y'all.
My room the most.
I win right there. See?
Yo, this has been a wonderful conversation, guys. You know, we like to try to keep it at an hour. Sometimes we went over earlier this week because we had to catch up on a whole bunch of things. But this polygamy talk, man, I think we need, and I think, guys, we need to have a relationship show, with wives and husbands and single people. I think that's what we need to do next, and just go through all of this. What time you talking about?
When the quiet woman gets in her.
Sure will. I was just thinking that, Tanya. It's in our nature. That's the nature of women. I don't care how quiet they are. When you are in their territory, they will rile up. And
an alpha man, we piss on our treats. So we don't, come on now. You can't have no alpha man. You can't do that. Can't do that.
And I think, what about an abusive person in a polygamous relationship?
I haven't heard of that in a polygamous relationship, because
I think if it's a dude, I think he get jumped.
Yeah, I haven't heard that before, because it's like everybody usually in a polygamous situation are really open-minded about a lot of stuff.
I mean, but still, a person, if they're abusive, they're abusive.
I just haven't heard of that in a polygamous relationship. Not yet.
It gotta be some type of mental abuse or something. I don't know.
You think so?
How do you have pimps? You know what I'm saying?
That's a self-esteem issue, I think, on the lady's part, to allow a man to do something like that to her, to pimp her.
All of that is kind of connected, though.
Hey, okay. So can I just
go ahead?
Say this about that.
Go ahead.
Simply watch this. I want y'all to feel me on this. A pimp is simply a preacher.
Whoop. Come on with it.
Okay.
Right. You see, I'm listening. I'm like, come on.
So
he turned in his chair. He like, uh-oh.
What are the characteristics of a preacher, a real leader? He's charismatic.
Mm-hmm.
He has influence.
Mm-hmm.
And he speaks words to change your way of thinking. Is that not right?
Yeah.
Okay. What does a pimp do?
Oh, preacher.
He's charismatic. He has influence. He uses words to influence the way the woman thinks.
You preaching, sir. Come on.
What's the difference?
Take your time.
That's been the Three Black Guys show. We'll see y'all later. You can send all your emails to lovejoy@gmail.com.
My brother must have tuned out. He'd been amening right now.
Well, I believe the difference is one is for good and one is for
the intent behind.
Yeah, it's the intent behind your charisma to coerce somebody to do something you want them to do. It's the intent, the difference.
But you got a lot of pastors and preachers out there, though, whose intent is just as evil as the pimps.
Right. So that's why you got to know who you following.
Ooh. No, I don't.
Okay, you got to know who you're following.
Mac said, "My man Mac Hongro, a preacher equals pimp." I agree.
Guess what though? Guess what? Whoever made that comment, but I'm a preacher. Watch this. You have to be extremely careful, and I know we oversee. You have to be extremely careful because you do have a sphere of influence. Right? You have charisma. Well, watch this. Let me show y'all something. And I could do it right now. Hey, guess what? Hey, guess what, guys? Hey, Tracy, guess what? I'm about to feed 20 families, right? These families, their story is they're marginalized. They need to be fed. Hey, would you do me a favor? Would you send me just $25? And I promise you, because pastor is good, I don't need your money. I promise you, every dime that comes in, we're going to feed families. Y'all thinking? What
No, I'm not thinking.
No. I'm just saying. If I had some Jesus keys, like Steven was playing some Jesus keys right now, and it stirs your emotions,
emotionalized, baby.
Hey, don't tell me. And the reason I'm saying that because that's what a lot of guys have done in order to get money out of people. And then you're seeing on these crusades, and I'm not talking about anybody, but you're seeing on these crusades where the white guys have these healing crusades, and there are a bunch of people on there, but majority are black. And then if you notice, the people, they're kind of, I don't know what word to use, but they'll send their pop off $1,000, but they power paid.
Right.
All in the name of healing. And then he'll put someone on screen real quick and show you that this woman was healed and her leg grew back in the service. And then now, because you're so emotional, a person gives. I'm just saying, but what's the difference? So we have to be careful as preachers not to cross a certain line, because then it does become pimping.
Right.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Steven, back to you.
Steven?
I'm coming to you for the wrap up there, bro.
Oh, decision league.
You're like, I'm out. It's like, I'm out.
Oh man. Okay. Well. Okay. So there's we are over, guys. But like I said, it's been a wonderful show. We do need to find some people that are in polygamous relationships. We probably need to have this conversation once again. To have those people on next time. We're going to be talking about MGTOW, men going their own way. We didn't able to get to that tonight, and I think if Lovejoy and Miss Tracy are y'all available next week, let's do this again because I enjoyed having just the extra voices on. Huh?
I said sure.
Okay. So y'all.
So we'll research MGTOW.
Research MGTOW, and some of the undertones on it get kind of ugly, maybe chauvinistic and a little gay at times. But we'll take a look at what MGTOW is and how it works, how MGTOW works in this society, and our black man really doing this, men going their own way. All right, we're talking about polygamy tonight. Everybody throw your threes up. And I believe all of us are in agreement. It is not for us.
It's not for the culture, baby.
My 3 stands for E. That's my other E.
That's your other E.
We got it. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Lovejoy. Thank you, Tracy, with 2 E's, James, Fred, Mario Dupree. Hey, you guys got anything you want to say to anybody before we leave tonight?
It's been fun. It's been my pleasure.
All right, guys. We out. We'll talk to y'all next week. Peace.
100.